What's up, everybody? My name is Raj Chetta, and welcome to another Crimson Artist YouTube video, and welcome to the first of many reviews for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's right, I'm going to touch every single film in this entire film saga. 18 films, from Iron Man till Avengers Infinity War. This is something I've been thinking about for the past, probably the last 2 weeks of 2017, and if you count the weeks from week 1 of 2018 till the very ending of the very last week of April, you would be able to watch every single film once per week. So I thought, why not give out my thoughts on each film every week? So that's the purpose of this playlist, of this review series that I'm starting right now. Just to get myself, as well as probably you, prepared for one of the biggest bonanzas in cinematic history. I'm not sure how anything can top Infinity War if it's that good, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than good, considering Marvel. Yes, there have been some blunders here and there, but for the most part, they have succeeded in almost every way imaginable. It's crazy, and they've been at it for almost a decade. Meanwhile, DC is still struggling with their cinematic universe. At least it's doing a lot better than Universal's Dark Universe. Oh God, what a way to go. Seriously. I mean, DCEU has Wonder Woman, and the Justice League wasn't that bad. Not to mention, Man of Steel was a pretty okay movie. It's not like The Mummy with Tom Cruise, you know? But what am I talking about, DC or Marvel? Anyway, so before I begin talking about the first film in this series, I want to touch on a few rules before I begin. One, I'm not going to touch on the TV shows, the Netflix series, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even the Punisher, because God knows they haven't been touched enough by many other people on YouTube. So if you want to hear reviews on any of the Netflix or ABC shows, they're all out on YouTube. Okay, I'm not going to go full in detail. That, and I never really paid too much attention towards, say, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agent Carter. I wish I had the time. I'm more of a film buff. I don't care about TV as much as I used to when I was a kid. Occasionally I would watch, say The Flash or, The Defenders and The Punisher. But I'm mainly going to be talking about these movies, considering that's how this cinematic universe started. It's called a cinematic universe, as in they're showcased on the big screen. And no, that does not mean I'm going to talk about Inhumans. Yes, I know it came out for a limited time in select IMAX theaters, but it's still a TV show, and not one I don't want to even. I wish I'd not. Shit. I'd rather not talk about that show at all, considering, it's their weakest link. Also, if you haven't noticed, I am using my iPhone to record my voice for this series. I'm not going to spend too much time filming these. The only time I will film an actual review, like an actual video, not something like this, is when Avengers Infinity War, as well as Black Panther, finally shows up. And I can talk about them on camera, considering those are basically the latest releases in the MCU. These past few films, the films that have already been both released and put out on Blu-ray, this is all going to be just, me talking to my iPhone. That's pretty much it, okay? So with that said, let's talk about the first entry to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeff Bridges, and Terrence Howard. It is directed by Jon Favreau, who, by the way, also stars in the movie as Happy Hogan. Yeah. So the basic premise is a rich billionaire playboy philanthropist who designs weapons for the military and eventually gets captured by a terrorist group who force him to create one of his many weapons. And seeing how much shit his weapons have put people through, both the good and the bad, he decides to put an end to it. He ends all production on weaponry and decides to go for a different approach, and that is superhero. He makes a suit of armor to escape his captors and improve on said suit to become Iron Man, basically, to stop terrorist threats all over the world while also dismantling all of his inventions that put people in harm's way. You know, he's trying to redeem himself. The whole point of this film is all about redemption within this one character. When we first see him, he's a narcissistic asshole that nobody likes. Not even himself, if you really get down to it. But then, the moment he gets captured, and the moment he gets that battery shoved in his heart, that's when things starts to change for him. And what's really interesting is not only once we get past the cave bit, but as we move forward in the MCU, we will see how much growth his character has been through, from the Avengers to Ultron to Civil War. We see how much this character has grown over the years, and it's quite amazing. And the best part is, he does not deviate what made him special. Like, he's a narcissistic asshole. He did not stop being a narcissistic asshole. He's still a narcissistic a-hole. I know I kept saying that multiple times, but he is. And he hasn't stopped, but at least his mindset has changed for the better. And that's what makes this character, as well as many other characters in the MCU, that interesting. Because whenever, most times when I watch a superhero movie, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for Batman to show up. I can't wait for Spider-Man or Superman. I can't wait for those guys to show up on the big screen. But no, I just want to see Tony Stark. And what's really interesting is that the more I see this movie, the more I wish I studied engineering more. I mean, the stuff that he does in the first film really just makes me feel really, really dumb. Like, holy crap, look at all the scientific equipment he's going full, So, yeah, the story is really well executed. I love the direction Jon Favreau put here. It's not... There's a nice blend of drama and pure fun. It's a fun movie that doesn't stray away from its dramatic moments. And none of that would have been possible by three major factors. One being Robert Downey Jr. Without him, we would not be here. I would not be talking about these movies. I would not be doing this review series. Robert Downey Jr. is and will always be Iron Man. Let me rephrase that. He will always be Tony Stark. He has made this character his own. And I love that. I cannot stop thinking about who else should play the character, because I can't think of anybody else but Robert Downey Jr. And he's still going 10 years later. That's insane. I mean, like, you know how most films where the supporting actor is always the one stealing the show? For example, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, or Christian Bale in The Fighter, or Christoph Waltz in anything he is in. But Robert Downey Jr. is the only guy to... This is his movie. This is his baby. He made this movie possible. And if you really get down to it, he made the Marvel Cinematic Universe possible in a way. Which is incredible. I mean, yeah, the others are fine. Gwyneth Paltrow is fantastic. Can't imagine anybody else playing her. Terrence Howard is like the only factor in this film that just did not work for me, unfortunately. He just came off as bland. And while it would be cool to see him in the War Machine suit, I just didn't think he was that compelling enough to be the character anyway. But Jeff Bridges was fantastic. He was cold and menacing whenever he needed to be. And he's very calm and collective whenever he needed to be. He's funny, but also dark in a way. What he does is just dark. And I miss this character. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't appear in any other films because, well, he gets killed off. Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, where have you been for the past decade? I mean, come on, man. It's been 10 years. But anyway, so Robert Downey Jr. is one of the main factors of why this movie worked. The other two factors, actually there are actually four factors. Robert Downey Jr., the effects and action sequences still blow me away. And the fact that they mix practical and CGI is still amazing. Stan Winston and his effects team, they've always done spectacular work, from Terminator to Predator to now Iron Man. Stan Winston did Iron Man before he unfortunately passed. God rest his soul. My God. Still going strong, even 10 years later with that suit. I mean, I think that's like the first time, like, when I saw that suit for the first time 10 years ago, I was like, yeah, I know what I want to be for when I grow up. I want to be Iron Man or some shit like that, you know? Because, like, everybody wants their own Iron Man suit. You know, you're invincible, you can fly, you have... excuse me? You can shoot lasers out of your hands, shoot rockets. That shit is cool. Who wouldn't want to do that? So the effects still hold up. The music kicks ass. Ramin Djawadi, he gave a fucking badass score. I love it. I can't stop listening to it, even to this day. Still badass. And it sucks that he didn't come back for Iron Man 2. I think he delivered the definitive Iron Man theme. But then Iron Man 3 showed up, and, well, I'll get to that whenever I get to that, okay? And the fourth contributing factor is how it managed to start off a huge, widely successful cinematic universe. Now, 10 years ago, when I first saw this movie in theaters, I had no idea I had no clue what Iron Man was. I had no idea. The only times I did get to know him a little bit is when he appeared on the Spider-Man animated series back in the 90s. But that's it. I knew a little bit about the Avengers, no thanks to Iron Man. But going in, I was like, holy crap, wait, what's going on? when that end credit scene happened, I was like, holy crap, are they seriously doing this? That still blows me away. And, I did not see that scene until the movie came out on DVD and Blu-ray. And I saw the movie a second or third time, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? There's an end credit scene? Holy shit, man, this is awesome! So, yeah. What a way to start off a massive universe. I don't know what else to say, honestly. It's been a crazy ride, and I am just getting started with this review series. So, yeah, my final verdict for the first Iron Man, the only thing that still drags is Terrence Howard's performance, but everything else, solid movie. It's a lot of fun, great action, great performances, great music. I gotta give it an A. It's a great movie. Go check it out if you haven't already. It's been 10 years. You should have checked it out anyway, but whatever. So yeah, that's my review for the first Iron Man movie. Let me know what you think in the comments below, whether if it holds up for you. And tune in next week where we'll be talking about the Incredible Hulk. Stay tuned. And as always, please hit like, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.